I'm Patrick Gallino, and let's queer up gay culture. Brazil's Madam Beja sparks buzz with queer storylines and viral garden hookup scene on HBO Max. A Brazilian period drama is quickly becoming a talking point among LGBTQ viewers online. The HBO Max series, Madam Beja, which premiered last month, is gaining attention for its queer storylines and a steamy garden set encounter that recently went viral. The telenovela reimagines the 1986 series Dona Beija, based on the real-life story of Ana Jacinta de São José. In the series, Ana, played by Grazi Massafera, is kidnapped by a royal court officer and held for more than 2 years. After escaping and returning to her hometown of Araxá, she finds her fiancé married to another woman and faces judgment from conservative society. Determined to reclaim her independence, Ana reinvents herself as Madam Beja and opens the upscale brothel Chácara do Jatobá. Running alongside her story is Fortunato, played by João Villa, a young man from a powerful family who struggles with his sexuality while preparing for an arranged marriage. His storyline drew major online attention after a recent episode showed him finally acting on his feelings. The series also includes other queer characters, including a trans confidante and a same-sex romance involving Madam Beja herself. The USA audience can watch the series on HBO Max. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm exhausted just reading that. I dated a Brazilian from Rio de Janeiro for 2 years, and that sounds about like my 2 years right there. Okay. When it's good, it's good. When it's horrible, it's wacky. And the drama, you are never bored with Brazilian culture, I'll tell you.
If you're Brazilian and watching this, we weren't talking about you, just your friend.
Yes, yes.
It's interesting, HBO has heated rivalry is on HBO. Mm-hmm. We just had a rather gay storyline on the other show. I just lost the name of it. That's playing right now. Now we have this, but they're going through this merger now with Paramount, which is a close friend to the administration. So you wonder if HBO Max HBO itself is going to continue these queer themed stories, especially where they have to get approval for this for the merger. So there's it's interesting that literally HBO has surpassed Netflix and everybody else of Heated Rivalry alone is a international sensation right now. So it's interesting that this is at a time when they're going through this merger with a parent buying company. The Skydance and the Ellison family is very close to the Trump administration.
Well, I really hope that they stick to their deep roots of being progressive, positive, and to be honest, even looking at our story about Pixar earlier, this content on HBO Max is far more engaging.
Absolutely.
And it's so well done. They would lose money if they were to reverse course.
So I agree with you 100%, Patrick. What I understand about how these things get picked up on HBO Max, on Netflix, on Amazon Prime, is that this is probably, and it's above my pay grade to do any research, I've said that before, so I'm just conjecturing here that this is actually a local show that is made for the Brazilian audience in Brazil. So I believe that HBO is working as the distributor and the platform. So I don't think that it's being made specifically for HBO. HBO purchased the rights to air it on their platforms. So I have a feeling that even if HBO decided that they were no longer going to be woke, as the MAGA Republicans like to call it, perhaps it would have another distributor and you could catch it somewhere else. Because I believe in Brazil they have a more, it's a deeply Catholic country, nothing wrong with, being a Catholic, but it's a little bit more conservative, although from the many Brazilian people that I have known and loved in my life, you know who you are. I know that Brazil does have quite a very strong queer culture, and I don't think what we heard about today is necessarily going to be groundbreaking for them. I don't think that this is the first time that audiences in Brazil have been exposed to queer culture. Maybe in the United States, we're taking a few steps backward, but in Brazil, they're accustomed to it. So they might lose distribution in the United States. It'll hopefully get picked up by somebody else if HBO can't run with this anymore.
Yeah, I mean, the content providers, it'll be Paramount, HBO, which will be, then Netflix has also drastically cut back on their LGBTQ programming. I mean, they just canceled that military story that was Boots, was the one that it one season only, and it was very popular. It had a lot of
We talked about it at the table here.
Yeah, and then the other platform is Disney. So you look across, like, for American audiences, where are those storylines going to be told? It could be a big change with this merger.
Well, the good news is, gentlemen, we've already confirmed on this show tonight that we all three have passports and we can all be on a direct flight
and
to
some
Rio
of us have
de Janeiro.
VPNs so we can watch things
I
overseas.
did
Yeah,
not.
yes.
It was a free trial, viewers. It was
All right,
and
so-
I did not renew the free trial.
Well, there is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by sharing them and subscribing to Queer News Tonight.